Where's it at?
Oh, are we live? All right, it's the 10th and the 11th. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the call. This is the Nvidia call. Nvidia killed it. Go up to the, not today. That's not,
Well, they can only see us right now.
All right. So, now Joey can put this on. Nvidia nearly doubles revenue.
That is the headline. But the stock is down.
The stock is down 1.82%. Ryan and I were talking. We're not going to tell you what we were saying specifically, but I'm trying to clear the chat.
Clear the chat?
Well, I'm trying. Stop taking the mouse.
Clear the chat.
I can't yell. I'm not yelling. All right. So with that being said, Nvidia doubles revenue on strong demand. The stock pulled back a little bit. I'm okay in my position. I'm looking. I just was looking.
$2 billion beat on revenue.
That's huge.
And the stock is down. You can see it was 94%. That's going to be the headline.
On annual basis, revenue rising 94%. That's crazy.
Almost doubled, just shy of 6%.
All right.
But if we go here, Snowflake, they're stealing the thunder right now.
Yep.
Shares, you can see on CNBC's website, 19% pop. Earnings per share came in at 20 cents. 15%.
That's not a big move. That's not a big
33% surprise to the upside.
No, I don't see.
But the revenue, only 40 billion beat. 40 million beat. Nvidia beat by 2 billion. The stock is down.
But Snowflake,
But I said it on AMA, towards the AMA.
Mm-hmm.
I said, watch Nvidia gap down just a little bit. And
it's
then
not
off
a big
to
move.
The races tomorrow.
It's not a big move to the downside.
It's really not.
And even looking at my Nvidia gain loss in my account, I'm still up 6.38%.
I think
I'm still up 6.38%.
The buyers are going to come in on this one.
I'm thinking that it's going to be a pullback. Evidently, we see this as a pullback.
And this is the beginning of the Santa rally.
And Ryan called it. He did say that this is going to be the beginning of the Santa rally. Nvidia dropping because traders are closing out the calls they gambled on. After hours is meaningless, says Daniel. 5 Mile Max says implied volatility was 8%. Was 4 and 8% move. Looking at it on the screen, they beat by 6 cents. On earnings, they beat, like he said, $2 billion on revenue, $3.56 trillion. TJ Maxx beat
on both top and bottom.
Palo Alto mixed. They beat on earnings, missed on revenues.
But look,
not
barely.
Oh, barely. That is barely. That is barely.
0.02. What was that? 20 billion? 0.02?
I don't know.
Or 20 million?
20 million. I don't know. Where's Janice?
Move a zero.
Janice,
I'm not
doing that. Target, of course, we knew.
Target.
Big miss, though.
No.
Well, not the big miss on revenue, but a bigger. Wow, that's a big miss on earnings. Snowflake nicely beat. What else? Williams-Sonoma beat on both top and bottom. The rest of them, the internet people, they beat on both. That's where my DJ website is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wix.com. But look at NIO. Missed earnings per share and revenue.
I'm telling you, I'm not a fan of EVs only because people can't sell these cars. They can't sell these cars. And every time they do something news-driven, it's like, hey, woo-wee, and then the reality sets in.
That's like Tesla. The only reason Tesla has moved up recently, each big bump up has been news-driven.
But Tesla is a solid company.
I mean, it is a solid company.
SQM, isn't that lithium related or, I don't remember. It's either lithium or uranium related. Click on SQM. What is that? A mineral, it's something.
De Chile. Oh, it's probably lithium if it's in Chile.
Okay.
ADR.
I know it's one of them. It's down a little bit. All right, close out of that. You close out of that. All right, so it's going to be in about 8 more minutes. The actual live call is going to come in. Let's go look at.
Watch it live right here.
Yep, let's go back to VectorVest. Here's the stocks that we were looking at, other stocks that were reporting what they're doing now. Nvidia down about 2.61%, streaming as of 452. Palo Alto down 4%. Snowflake, the big pop. TJ Maxx after they beat. They are slightly
Young
up.
brands, look at this.
Look at that.
Up
Young
ever
brand,
so slightly.
up about 0.5%. And of course, Neo. Man,
not looking good.
And
the
it's
only
a sell.
sell-rated stock here.
So that's why Nvidia put on great numbers and it's down 4%. They will tell you what Wall Street is a joke. Listen, I think the expectations on Wall Street, and I said this in last night's video, is the expectations so high that Nvidia blew earnings out the freaking water. But it's still, Wall Street is like, nah, man, we want more. It's like they're druggies going, nah, man, I need more. I don't know.
And look at their valuation. I mean,
It's undervalued.
The hottest AI stock out there
Is undervalued.
Currently undervalued.
Absolutely.
152. Revenue came in double or almost 94% year over year. No reason the stock.
And look at the fundamentals on the stock, relative value, relative safety, both above one nicely. Look at the earnings growth rate at 50. The CI, everything about VectorVest says this stock is a kick butt stock. You know, and I think that the move that you see after hours is because of Wall Street expectations. And you know something, could it be that Wall Street put the expectations so high that it was going to be inevitable if they couldn't beat it? I think just let Nvidia, the numbers speak for itself. They killed it. The numbers speak for themselves. Mike says, so do we buy tomorrow?
I wouldn't be surprised if people go in and start buying.
I agree with Ryan in regards to that.
I'm going to assess it in the morning, but I wouldn't be surprised if I bought some calls tomorrow morning.
And if I look at the stock, do I put more on my NVDL? Let me go look at NVDL because it's leverage. NVDL, what is it sitting at? Again, I'm still up 6% on my NVDL trade.
Akshaya says buy, and Akshaya, I'm down with it.
I am down, but I don't want to tell anybody out here. I think it would be just bad to say, yes, everybody, go buy tomorrow. That's up to you. But all I'm saying is looking at the numbers, I don't care what Wall Street said. The numbers say that the company is still a freaking powerhouse company doing everything it's supposed to do for its investors. Mm-hmm. That's it in a nutshell. Wall Street can say blah, 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 blah. But Nvidia said, I'm going to let our work talk for itself. And 94% increase in revenue, that ain't nothing to sneeze at right there, folks. That is nothing to sneeze at. So would I be a buyer of Nvidia, more NVDL tomorrow? Possibly.
And yes, Bobby, it would drive the QQQ and SPY.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I think that the market was down today looking at what was going to happen. And I think Nvidia said to everybody out there, shut up and dance. I think that's what Nvidia just said to everybody out there. Shut up and dance, because let's go make this money.
Now, with the $4 trillion market cap, do I see Nvidia, having a huge run? No, but I definitely see it as a nice, safe, steady rise position to have in your portfolio.
I disagree with him on that.
You think it's going to have a huge run and go to $300?
I gave a price target on Nvidia of $170.
Yeah, it was almost at 150. So yeah, that I could definitely get down with that 170.
So then, what were you talking about?
I was thinking, like a double, like a $300 kind of thing.
No, I think
Don't buy Nvidia.
I'm not thinking it's going to be a bag. Not right now.
No.
Could this bag going into next year? Yes. I think that it could bag going into next year.
$8 trillion company.
I don't think. Wow.
That's what you're saying.
Is that what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying. If you get a bag next year.
Mother father.
That's what I'm saying. At some point,
okay,
Nvidia becomes so large. That's the problem with Nvidia.
Wow.
To get a bag with Nvidia right now, it's got to go to $8 trillion.
No, so
okay, Mac says more like 7. What is the market cap?
You know how you make that happen? You know how you make that happen?
Okay, so it's 3.5 trillion right now.
All right, you know how you make that happen? Split that mother sucker again.
Split it?
Yeah.
Another split? What? So it goes.
No,
that's not going to do anything to the market cap.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
It won't happen. Akshaya says 170 is conservative. I'm not going to lie about that. I don't think that it's going.
I could see in the 2025 the conditions being right.
Right.
I could see it approaching $200.
Okay. Still, that's a big move. That's double what 170 was at 18%.
But I'm saying
move.
2025. So
No,
give me about 12 months.
The 170 move
That would be on the high end.
was 18%. I wonder what the calculation is.
Nvidia will be $10 trillion, says Akshay.
I'm not saying that. Do I think Nvidia could be the first?
I mean,
$4
if
trillion?
Bitcoin can go to $1 million, like people are saying,
I'm not stepping out on that branch.
Who knows? We'll go there.
I'm not stepping out on that branch. I'm not doing that. But I think that Nvidia said to the world, I really think that Nvidia said
we're
to
not
the
done
world,
growing.
Absolutely.
Doubled the revenue, 94%.
I can't.
We got about 2 minutes before the call.
I just want Joey to make sure that 150 tomorrow, maybe. What's it there? 143, 140. It dropped a little bit. I honestly think, and Glenn, did you sell? Yeah, I sold Palantir.
Yes, Glenn is out. Public announcement. Glenn
I think everybody already knows that.
Well, apparently not everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Mike did not.
This wasn't an earnings story, but I got out of Palantir. I took 120% gain.
Right.
All right, so
Sometimes you gotta do it.
you gotta do what you gotta do. I took that. Little bit of look at that. It's still above my level of
Look at the consolidation of the last, was it 4 candlesticks?
And
here?
this level of support is beautiful. It hasn't broken below.
I think we're gonna get another breakout. We'll see which way.
You know where I'm looking at to get back in? I'm looking to take out that 3 month. What is this? 3 month. I'm looking to take out that 3 month high. If we could take out that 3 month high, I think the stock's got more room to run. That's what I'm looking for. Right now, again, I got in, took that 120%, and I'm happy. Just got paid.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday night.
Money.
Earnings call coming,
Money.
and I'm feeling right.
Do you believe that NVDA is a good choice?
A good
you
choice.
Answer this question.
A good choice for what? For me, it's leverage.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit more aggressive on the Nvidia play. I'm already bullish on Nvidia. I just upped the ante a little bit with playing a leveraged ETF on Nvidia. So is it a good choice? I say yes.
I think if you want the potential returns that options can give you, but you don't have the knowledge or the foundation to trade options, ETF leverage, great way to go.
All right, here's the call.
All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press the star 1 again. Thank you.
Can everybody hear?
Stuart Stecker, you may begin your conference.
Yes or no?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NVIDIA's conference call for the third quarter of fiscal 2025. With me today from NVIDIA are Jensen Huang, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Colette Kress, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. I'd like to remind you that our call is being webcast live on NVIDIA's Investor Relations website. The webcast will be available for replay until the conference call to discuss our financial results for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2025. The content of today's call is NVIDIA's property. It can't be reproduced or transcribed without our prior written consent. During this call, we may make forward-looking statements based on current expectations. These are subject to a number of significant risks and uncertainties, and our actual results may differ materially. For a discussion of factors that could affect our future financial results and business, please refer to the disclosure in today's earnings release, our most recent Forms 10-K and 10-Q, and the reports that we may file on Form 8-K with the Securities and Exchange Commission. All our statements are made as of today, November 20, 2024, based on information currently available to us. Except as required by law, we assume no obligation
The beginning
to
of
update any
these
such
always
statements.
so boring.
During this call, we will discuss non-GAAP financial measures.
right.
You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial measures to GAAP financial measures in our CFO commentary, which is posted on our website. With that, let me turn the call over to Colette.
Why not?
Thank you, Stuart.
It's only
Q3 was
audio.
another record quarter. We continue to deliver incredible growth. Revenue of $35.1 billion was up 17% sequentially and up 94% year on year, and well above our outlook of $32.5 billion. All market platforms posted strong sequential and year-over-year growth. fueled by the adoption of NVIDIA accelerated computing and AI. Starting with data center, another record was achieved in data center. Revenue of $30.8 billion, up 17% sequential and up 112% year on year. NVIDIA Hopper demand is exceptional, and sequentially, NVIDIA H200 sales increased significantly to double-digit billions, the fastest product ramp in our company's history. The H200 delivers up to 2x faster inference performance and up to 50% improved TCO. Cloud service providers were approximately half of our data center sales, with revenue increasing more than 2x year on year. CSPs deployed NVIDIA H200 infrastructure and high-speed networking with installations scaling to tens of thousands of GPUs to grow their business and serve rapidly rising demand for AI training and inference workloads. NVIDIA H200 powered cloud instances are now available from AWS, CoreWeave, and Microsoft Azure,
So it's
with Google
Microsoft
Cloud
and Amazon.
and OCI coming soon.
Oracle Cloud.
Alongside significant growth from our large CSPs, NVIDIA GPU regional cloud revenue jumped 2x year on year as North America, EMEA, and Asia Pacific regions ramped NVIDIA cloud instances and sovereign cloud build-outs. Consumer internet revenue more than doubled year on year as companies scaled their NVIDIA
like
Hopper
everything doubled.
infrastructure to support next-generation AI models, training, multimodal and agentic AI, deep learning recommender engines, and generative AI inference and content creation workloads. NVIDIA's Ampere and Hopper infrastructures are fueling inference revenue growth for customers. NVIDIA is the largest inference platform in the world. Our large installed base and rich software ecosystem encourage developers to optimize for NVIDIA and deliver continued performance and TCO improvements. Rapid advancements in NVIDIA software algorithms boosted Hopper inference throughput by an incredible 5x in 1 year.
That's the second time she talked about Hopper.
First token by 5x. Our upcoming release
Yeah, it's
of
all about the Grace
NVIDIA
Hopper.
NIM will boost Hopper inference performance by an additional 2.4x. Continuous performance optimizations are a hallmark of NVIDIA and drive increasingly economic returns for the entire NVIDIA installed base. Blackwell is in full production.
Full production,
after a
baby.
successfully executed mass change.
Let's talk
We shipped
about the chip.
13,000 GPU samples to customers in the third quarter, including one of the first Blackwell DGX engineering samples to OpenAI. Blackwell is a full stack, full infrastructure, AI data center scale system with customizable configurations needed to address a diverse and growing AI market. From x86 to ARM, training to inferencing
ARM.
I
GPUs,
heard that.
InfiniBand to
I got
Ethernet
ears.
switches, and
don't know.
NVLink, and from liquid
You don't
cooled
listen.
to air cooled.
Liquid cooled to air
Every
cooled.
customer is
regards to those
racing
chips.
to be the first
Interesting.
to market. Blackwell is now in the hands of all of our major partners, and they are working to bring up their data centers.
SoFi is the
We are
first one.
integrating Blackwell systems into the diverse data center configurations of our customers. Blackwell demand is staggering, and we are racing to scale supply to meet the incredible demand customers are placing on us.
They even speak robotic.
Customers
know,
are
I
gearing
know.
up to deploy Blackwell at scale. Oracle announced the world's first Zettascale AI cloud computing clusters that can scale to over 131,000 Blackwell GPUs to help enterprises train and deploy some of the most demanding next-generation AI models.
Tony, stay with us after this
Yesterday,
call. I'm going to show you
Microsoft announced They
something.
will be the first CSP to offer, in private preview, Blackwell-based cloud instances powered by NVIDIA, GB200, and Quantum InfiniBand.
Yeah, I
Last
think
week,
the speaker is
Blackwell
AI.
made its debut on the most recent
That's the
round
Grace
of
Hopper
MLPerf
speaking.
training results, sweeping the per GPU benchmarks and delivering a 2.2x
I think you do
leap
mean
in performance
SoftBank.
over Hopper. The results also demonstrate our relentless pursuit to drive down the cost of compute. Just 64 Blackwell GPUs are required to run the GPT-3 benchmark compared to 256 H100s, for a 4x reduction in cost. NVIDIA Blackwell architecture with NVLink switch enables up to 30x faster inference performance and a new level of inference scaling, throughput, and response time that is excellent for running
SMCI
new
is cool,
reasoning
or
inference
Liquid.
applications
That's what they're known for.
like
That could be
OpenAI's
bought
O1 model.
by Nvidia.
With every
That
new
could be
platform
huge.
shift, a
Who
wave
said
of
that?
startups
Huh? I
is
just said
created. Hundreds
they're gonna
of
buy
AI native
SMCI?
companies are
They could.
already delivering
If
AI
SMCI
services
can have
with great success.
can help them with the cooling
Through
problem,
Google, Meta,
SMCI is
Microsoft, and
set up
OpenAI
right now for
are
Nvidia
the
to buy.
headliners. Anthropic, Perplexity,
I don't know if they would allow that.
Adobe
I'm just saying.
Firefly, Runway, Midjourney, Lightricks, Harvey, Codium,
Terminator
Cursor,
Judgment
and Abridge are seeing great success.
Grab your
while
popcorn.
thousands
You got a
of
front
AI
row
native
seat.
startups are building new services. The next
Holy
wave
smokes.
of AI are enterprise
a
AI
lion.
and industrial AI. Enterprise AI is in full throttle.
It's up to
NVIDIA AI Enterprise,
145.
which
There's the
includes
trend line
NVIDIA
real
NeMo
time.
and NIM microservices, is an operating platform
Tlu
of
says
agentic
Nvidia
AI.
should buy SMCI.
Industry leaders are using NVIDIA AI to build co-pilots
Yeah,
and agents.
I don't disagree with that.
Working with NVIDIA,
I think a lot of companies
Cadence,
are going to start
Cloudera,
eyeing SMCI.
Cohesity, NetApp,
Nice pop right there when
Nutanix,
she was talking.
Salesforce,
Nice.
SAP, and ServiceNow are racing to accelerate development of
ServiceNow.
these applications with the potential for billions of agents to be deployed in the coming years. Consulting leaders like Accenture and Deloitte are taking NVIDIA
I
AI
like
to the world's
Accenture as a
enterprises.
company.
Accenture launched
The
a
Real
new
Tech
business
Geek,
group
it was
with 30,000
19
professionals
days
trained on
compared
NVIDIA
to 2
AI
years,
technology
I believe was
to
the-
help facilitate
what it was.
this global build-out.
You remember that?
Additionally, Accenture with over
That's why I'm kind of
770,000
skeptical
employees is
of
leveraging
SMCI.
NVIDIA-powered
We'll get into that after the
agentic
call.
AI applications internally, including one case that cuts manual steps in marketing campaigns by 25 to 35%. Nearly 1,000 companies are using NVIDIA NIM, and the speed of its uptake is evident in NVIDIA AI Enterprise monetization. We expect NVIDIA AI
Ooh, tell us how you
Enterprise
really
full-year
feel.
revenue to increase over 2x from last year, and our pipeline
middleman.
continues to build. Overall, our software, service, and support revenue is annualizing
We looked at AMD today.
$1.5 billion.
It's just not the right time
And we
to buy.
expect to exit this
Yeah.
year annualizing at over
Semiconductors in
$2
general
billion.
right now having a tough time.
Industrial AI
watching
and
the
robotics
move.
are
The
Computer
accelerating.
makers are
This
a
is
little bit
triggered
better
by
with space.
breakthroughs in physical AI, foundation models that understand the physical world. Like NVIDIA NeMo for enterprise AI agents. We built
The Real Tech,
NVIDIA
look at this,
Omniverse for
XAI has
developers
moved to
build,
Dell now
train,
to cool
and operate
GPUs.
industrial AI and robotics.
I
Some
like
of the
Dell
largest
still.
industrial manufacturers in the world are adopting NVIDIA Omniverse to accelerate their businesses, automate their workflows, and to achieve new levels of operating efficiency. Foxconn, the world's largest electronics manufacturer, is using digital twins and industrial AI built on NVIDIA Omniverse to
Look at that
speed
trend line
the bring up
as the
of
call
its
is going
Blackwell
on.
factories and drive new levels of efficiency. And its Mexico facility alone, Foxconn expects to reduce a reduction of over 30% in annual kilowatt hour
VRT is a
usage.
good play.
From a
AMD, I don't know if
geographic
AMD would be a good
perspective,
play.
our data
Not
center
yet.
I
revenue
think
in
people will
China
see NVIDIA's
grew sequentially
success.
due
And,
to shipments from
AMD
migrate
just-
back into
Apple
NVIDIA if they
products
pulled out
to
like
industries.
me, or increase
As a
positions in
percentage of
Yeah.
total data center
NVIDIA.
revenue,
He's
it
trimming
remains
NVIDIA
well
or
below
trimming
levels
AMD,
prior to
buying
the
more
onset
NVIDIA.
of export controls. We expect the market in China to remain very competitive going forward.
NVIDIA is a
We'll continue
tree,
to
and all the
comply
others
with
are just
export
lights and
controls
ornaments.
while serving our customers.
That's a good one.
Our sovereign AI initiatives continue to gather momentum as countries embrace NVIDIA accelerated computing for a new industrial
can you?
revolution powered by AI. India's leading CSPs include Tata Communications and Zoda Data Services are building AI factories for tens of thousands of NVIDIA GPUs. By year-end, they will have boosted NVIDIA GPU deployments in the country by nearly 10x. Infosys, TSC, Wipro are adopting NVIDIA AI Enterprise
Infosys.
and upskilling nearly 500,000 developers and consultants to help clients build and run AI agents on our platform. In Japan, SoftBank is building the nation's most powerful AI supercomputer with NVIDIA DGX Blackwell and Quantum InfiniBand. SoftBank is also partnering with NVIDIA to transform the telecommunications network into a distributed AI network with NVIDIA AI Aerial and ARAN platform that can process both 5G RAN on AI on CUDA. We are launching the same in the US with T-Mobile. Leaders across Japan, including Fujitsu, NEC, and NTT, are adopting NVIDIA AI Enterprise, and major consulting companies, including EY, Strategy and Consulting, will help bring NVIDIA AI technology to Japan's industries. Networking revenue increased 20% year on year. Areas of sequential revenue growth include InfiniBand and Ethernet switches, SmartNICs, and Bluefield DPUs. Though networking revenue was sequentially down, networking demand is strong and growing, and we anticipate sequential growth in Q4. CSPs and supercomputing centers are using and adopting the NVIDIA InfiniBand platform to power new H200 clusters. NVIDIA Spectrum X Ethernet for AI revenue increased over 3x year on year, and our pipeline continues to build with multiple CSPs and consumer internet companies planning large cluster deployments. Traditional Ethernet was not designed for AI. NVIDIA Spectrum X uniquely leverages technology previously exclusive to InfiniBand to enable customers to achieve massive scale of their GPU compute. Utilizing Spectrum X, xAI's Colossus 100,000 Hopper supercomputer experience.
All right, I'm gonna stop the quietness. A lot of the reason why we do this live is so that Ryan and I can talk about what they're saying in conjunction with what's going on. So I respected your request, but this is part of what we do. All right, this is part of what we do.
Jimmy says yes, please talk.
I mean, it's...
Some people like listening to an AI
Anybody,
robot.
if you want to go listen to it on your own when you don't want to hear us talk, that's fine. But the whole idea is to look at the things that stand out in the call that we can opine about. All right, so that's part of why we do the call live. All right, Joey, did you take it off, or was that
shipping new
okay?
GeForce
That's the
AI
reason why
GPUs
we do the call
up
live,
to
because if not,
320
everybody
AI
can sit at home and
Yeah,
watch it.
you can turn the call volume back up.
With
All right.
Microsoft's Copilot Plus capabilities anticipated in Q4. These machines harness the power of RTX.
You know what I've gotten from this call, though?
What's that?
A whole lot of companies
That are on board with this?
that are on board with NVIDIA.
And
Like
they're-
I just wrote down Infosys, SoftBank, one of them, Microsoft, ARM.
Anniversary of
There's-
the GeForce 256, the world's first GPU. The transforming computing graphics to igniting the AI revolution, NVIDIA's GPUs have been the driving force behind some of the most consequential technologies of our time.
Not only that, everything that they
Moving to
said,
ProViz.
they doubled on.
Revenue of
Yeah.
On this
486
revenue,
million,
on that
up 7%
Holy
sequentially.
smokes! What
At
more
the
do you
end of
want?
the day,
Year on year.
NVIDIA is the top dog company. That's what I'm hearing on this
The
call.
preferred choice to
And all the
professional
other companies
graphics,
have to work with them,
design,
from
and
Amazon
engineering-related workloads.
to Meta
Additionally,
to
AI
xAI,
is emerging as a
Tesla.
powerful demand driver,
They all gotta have
including
NVIDIA.
I wanna show
autonomous
y'all
vehicle
something while this is
simulation,
going on.
Generative AI model prototyping for productivity-related use cases, and generative AI content creation in media.
Do we have
and
Options
entertainment.
Pro on this computer?
Moving to
Probably.
automotive. Revenue was a record $449 million, up 30% sequentially. and up
Nvidia
72%
conference stocks,
year-on-year.
stocks that they
Strong
hooked up
growth
with.
was driven
Yeah.
by
Look at the
self-driving
portfolio.
ramps of Nvidia Orin and robust end market
Now these
demand
are some
for
stocks that
NVDA.
you might be interested in. Look
Volvo
at this.
Cars is rolling out its
Double-digit
fully
winners
electric
across the board.
SUV
Oracle,
built
Taiwan
on
Semi,
NVIDIA Orin.
ServiceNow.
OCI was mentioned in this.
ServiceNow was mentioned.
Surface Now was mentioned.
GAAP
Dell.
gross margin was 74.6% and non-GAAP gross margin was 75%. Down sequentially, primarily driven by a mix shift of the H100 systems to more complex and higher cost systems within data center.
Snow was so far
Sequentially,
down, came
GAAP
back.
operating expenses and non-GAAP
Yeah,
operating
down
expenses
1%.
were up 9%.
All of these companies
due to higher compute,
have
infrastructure,
relationships
and engineering development
from the
costs
conference
for new product
with
introductions.
Nvidia. Look at the play.
In Q3,
Troy,
we
thank you for that.
returned
It has been a busy day. We've had a lot of live streams. This is my third live stream today. Third live stream today.
Welcome to my
Let me
world.
turn to the outlook for the fourth quarter.
No, SMCI has not been mentioned, but that's what I'm really wanting to hear about is SMCI and to see if NVIDIA is going to continue their partnership with SMCI.
I don't even have it in this list.
Because if I'm NVIDIA, would I really want to be, I would want to be more distancing myself from them until I figure out what's going on, you know?
I got you.
Revenue estimate of several $billion as our visibility into supply continues to increase. On gaming, although sell-through is strong in Q3, we expect fourth quarter revenue to decline.
Wasn't
sequentially
gaming what
due
put
to
them on the
supply
map?
Constraints.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
The cards.
Yeah.
Are expected to be 73% and 73.5% respectively, plus or minus 50 basis points. Blackwell is a customizable AI infrastructure with 7 different types of NVIDIA-built chips, multiple networking options, and for air and liquid-cooled data centers. Our current focus is on ramping to strong demand, increasing system availability, and providing the optimal mix of configurations to our customer. As Blackwell ramps, we expect gross margins to moderate to the low 70s. When fully ramped, we expect
Price action
Blackwell
just not
margins
doing
to be in
anything,
the
though.
Moving
mid-70s.
sideways now. Why did you make it look
GAAP
like
and
this?
non-GAAP operating expenses are expected
Oh, is
to
that
be
my line?
approximately
Yeah.
Why did you break it?
$4.8 billion and $3.4 billion, respectively.
Is that a joke? Is that a stock joke?
Scale AI infrastructure company.
Yeah, I don't know, but-
10% of their business.
Development of our hardware and software.
I don't think
stacks,
so,
and
Flo.
to support new
What?
introductions.
They just talked about growth in the business.
GAAP and
and
non-GAAP.
the gaming business.
Other income and expenses are expected to be an income of approximately $400 million, excluding gains and losses from non-affiliated investments. GAAP and non-GAAP tax rates are expected to be 16.5%.
I bet 5 mil tomorrow, hoping it goes
discrete
down.
Items.
I might have to take you up on that bet. I gotta see
So
your
the
file.
first candlestick, red or green tomorrow morning? Red?
Yeah.
For the first one? What about the second one?
Highlight upcoming events for the
Green.
financial
Are we looking at
community.
1 minute or 5
We will
minute
be
bars?
attending the
5 minute
UBS
bar.
Global Technology
Green.
and AI Conference on
Second
December
bar.
3rd in Scottsdale. Please join us at CES in Las Vegas, where Jensen will deliver a keynote on January 6th. And we will host a Q&A session for financial analysts the next day on
And it's been
January
moving
7th.
sideways
Yep.
for a
Ooh.
while now.
Our
Now,
earnings
there we
call
go.
to discuss results
It's
for the
start-
fourth quarter
it's
of
dropping.
fiscal
Look at
2025
something real
is
quick.
scheduled for February 26th.
February 26th.
2025.
It's been in this
We will now
channel for
open the call for
5
questions.
months now.
Operator,
Think about it,
can you
5
poll
months
for
ago.
questions, please?
At this time, I would like
The
to
high was
remind everyone in order
140
to ask a question,
back
press
in
star,
June.
then the number 1 on your telephone keypad.
Oh, so the CEO didn't
Pause for
talk
just a
today.
moment to compile the Q&A roster.
Interesting. I wanted to hear from him, but that didn't happen. All right. We're at 5:22. Let
As a
me know.
reminder,
Do you
please
guys
limit
want to
yourself
hear the
to one
question
question.
answers? Yes or no?
Your
You
first
guys wanna hear the
comes from
question
line
answers,
of
yes or
TJ
no?
Hughes of Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open.
All right,
Yeah,
and
good
we'll go
afternoon.
by
Thank
what
you.
you
Thanks for
say.
taking the question. I guess just a question for you on the debate around whether scaling for large language models have stalled. Obviously, we're very early here.
I hope we get a
We'd love to
question
hear
about
your thoughts on this
SMCI.
one.
All
How are you
right,
helping
more
your
people are saying
customers,
yes than no.
as they work
Okay.
through this issue.
Yeah,
And then
we've
obviously
got
part of the context here
all yeses
is we're
pretty much.
discussing clusters
VVC
that have
going
yet
up
to
too.
benefit from Blackwell. So is this driving even greater demand for Blackwell? Thank you.
Foundation model pre-training scaling is intact, and it's continuing.
Ooh,
You know, as you
composite
know, this
is
is an
moving up.
empirical law, not a fundamental physical law. But the evidence is that it continues to scale. What we're learning, however, is that it's not enough. That we've now discovered two other ways to scale. One is post-training scaling. Of course, the first generation of post-training was reinforcement learning human feedback, but now we have reinforcement learning AI feedback and all forms of synthetic data generated data that assists in post-training scaling.
Joey, while we're
And one
listening
of
to
the
this question,
biggest events.
make a poll. Does Nvidia go up
and
or
one of the most
tomorrow?
exciting developments
Does
up or
is
down
up
tomorrow?
or down tomorrow?
ChatGPT 01, OpenAI's 01, which does inference time scaling, or what's called test time scaling. The longer it thinks, the better.
Joey's putting the poll out
and
now.
higher quality answer it produces, and it considers approaches like chain of thought and multi-path planning and
Franco
all
says
kinds
sideways.
of techniques necessary to reflect and so on
I'm
and
just
so
watching
forth.
my
And
position,
it's intuitively,
and I'm
it's a
watching
little
what
bit
other
like us
companies are coming in.
doing,
Northrop
thinking in our head
Northrop
before we
Grumman
answer a question.
declares a $2.06
And so we now have three
dividend.
ways of
Oh,
scaling,
okay.
and we're seeing all three ways of scaling.
That could
And
help your
as a result
defense
of
play.
that,
Yeah.
the demand for our infrastructures is really great. You see now that at the tail end of the last generation of foundation models, we're at about 100,000 hoppers. The next generation
Nvidia,
starts
if you're just tuning in, currently
100,000
down
Blackwells. And so that
2.46%.
kind of gives you
worse.
a sense of where the
Revenue,
industry is moving with
94%
respect to
increase year over year.
pre-training
Phenomenal.
scaling, post-training scaling, and then now, very importantly, inference time scaling. And
They
so
talked a little
demand
bit
is
about
really great
ARM,
for all of those
Akshaya,
reasons.
but not
remember,
AMCR or Wisdom.
simultaneously, we're
They did
seeing
talk a little bit about
inference really starting to scale up for our company. We are the largest inference platform in the world today because our install base is so large, and everything that was trained on Amperes and Hoppers inference incredibly on Amperes and Hoppers. And as we move to Blackwells for training,
Yeah, Lion, I'm
foundation
thinking so
models,
as well.
it leaves
Nvidia
behind it,
is building,
a
kind of
large
like
install base
Apple
of
has done over the
extraordinary
years.
infrastructure for
We see a
inference.
sideways move
And so we're seeing
followed by a nice
inference
long
demand
run.
go up. We're seeing
think
inference
NVIDIA's
time
getting ready to
scaling
fuel
go
up for
We're
another
seeing the
run.
number of
Why is it down so much?
AI-native
I think
companies
it's
continue to grow.
a Wall
Probably more of a
Street
And of
market
course, we're starting
sentiment.
to see enterprise.
I think people want it more.
adoption of
I don't know how
agentic
much more they
AI,
really want it.
really is the latest
People
rage.
could
And
be
so,
covering
we're seeing
option
a lot
plays.
of demand coming from a lot of
But
different
right now, I
places.
mean, it's really not that big of
I
a
agree.
move.
Your next question comes from the line of
Like, this is
Toshiya
not a
Hari
big
of
move at
Goldman
all.
Sachs. Your line is open.
2% from our earnings? No.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking the
Snowflake,
question.
giving up some of
Jensen,
that, it was
you
as high as
executed,
19%.
the massive change
Alfredo, the
earlier this
guidance
year.
was good so far,
There were
especially
some
when it come down
reports
to
over the
the
weekend
to the
about
Blackwell units.
some heating issues.
Full-
on the back
full,
of this, we've had investors ask about
full on
your
board
ability
rocking.
to execute to the roadmap you presented at GTC this year with Ultra
3
coming out
months?
next year and
Still
the
above
transition
that
to
trend
Rubin
line.
Still in an uptrend.
26.
As long as it stays
Can
above
you
this
sort
trend
of
line,
speak to that? And
keep
some
it.
investors are
Why?
questioning that. So
Why
if
get
you
rid of
can
it, right?
Sort of speak
If it
to,
breaks
to
this
your
trend
ability
line,
to execute on time.
can't tell
that
you
would
what to
be
do,
super
but
helpful.
protecting
And then
profits,
a quick
never a
part
bad
B,
idea.
On supply constraints, is it a multitude of componentry that's causing this, or is it specifically?
yes, Eric, no
co-op,
one knows when a
HBM?
crash or anything's
Is
going
the
to
supply
happen.
constraints-
That's why I
are
play the
supply
trend line.
constraints getting
Make it
better?
simple.
Are they worsening?
We've got several
sort of
touches
color
on this
that
so
would be
far.
super helpful as well. Thank you.
Well, that's because Flo says,
Yeah,
but
thanks.
when we know a
Thanks.
crash is coming, who
so-
says it's
Well,
going to
because
crash?
no one knows when
Back
the
to
crash
first
is.
question.
But that's the thing.
Blackwell production is in full steam. In fact, as Colette mentioned earlier, we will deliver this quarter more Blackwells than we had previously estimated.
That's
And
guidance.
So the supply chain team is doing an incredible job working with our supply partners to increase Blackwell, and we're going to continue to work hard to increase Blackwell
That's the
through next
CEO.
year. It is the case that
That's not
demand
him.
exceeds our supply, and
so.
that's expected as
No,
we're in
it
the
doesn't sound
beginning
like him, actually.
of this generative AI revolution, as we all know. And we're at the beginning of a new generation of foundation models that are able to do reasoning and able to do long thinking, and of course one of the really exciting areas is physical AI that now understands the structure of the physical world.
And NVIDIA is leading that
Blackwell
space.
demand is very strong. Our execution
That over
is going well, and there's obviously a lot of engineering that we're doing across the world. You see now.
Now, I know we're getting towards the end of the call, but before we depart, just to give you a heads up, our flagship seminar, 2-day event, January 10th, January 11th. It will be held live in Tampa, 2-day event. If you can't make it down there, which I know probably more likely you can't, it will be live for free on YouTube. It'll be streaming.
Is, as you know, rather
That is
complicated.
Jensen?
And the reason for that
Andrea
is
says
because
that's Jensen.
although we
I
built
thought it
full
was.
stack and full infrastructure,
Oh, that sounded like him.
we disaggregate all of this AI supercomputer and we integrate it into all of the custom.
But if you want to register
That's
again,
in
the 2-day seminar, it's free.
That integration
Just come here,
process
come to the
is
VectorVest
something we've done
website,
several
register.
generations now. We're very good at it, but still, there's still a lot
www.vectorvest.com/stream
of,
for the live stream
engineering that
and
happens
for
at
the
this point.
in-person if you still want to
But,
sign up for that.
as you see, from all of the systems that are being stood up,
www.vectorvest.com/Tampa.
Blackwell's in great shape. And as we mentioned earlier, the supply and what we're planning to ship this quarter
you just
is
go to our
greater
website.
than our previous estimates. With respect to the supply chain,
Register.
there's 7 different chips.
Bring it right here.
7 custom chips that we built in order for us to deliver the Blackwell systems. The Blackwell systems
NVIDIA
go
in 5
air-cooled
years
or liquid
will
cooled,
be
NVLink
an $8
8
trillion
or
company.
NVLink
I'm calling it.
72,
That's $300.
or NVLink
I'm
8,
calling it.
NVLink 36,
I can
5
see-
years.
72.
I can see it 8 trillion.
We have x86
$300.
or
And that's
great.
kind of where I see it at. And that would be kind of the max
and the
end
integration
of
of all
things,
those,
you know?
all
At
of
that
those
point.
systems
Yeah,
into
I mean,
one
8
8
trillion
trillion
is
is
8 trillion.
is nothing short of
That's
a
kind of
miracle.
pushing it, too. you
And
know?
so
That's
the-
what I see.
the
I do
component,
see it being the first
supply
4
chain
trillion.
necessary
That's
to
what I'm saying.
ramp
Next
at
year,
this
we could
scale.
probably
You
hit
have to come
200.
back and take a
Okay.
look at
Best case scenario, I'm
how
thinking
much
200.
Blackwell we shipped last
But
quarter,
I
which was
like
0.
the
And in
8
terms
trillion,
of,
$300 market
how
cap,
much
5 years.
5 years.
That's what I'm
total
thinking.
systems will ship this quarter, which is measured
I'm
in
wondering
billions.
when.
No,
The
I don't
ramp
think
is
so,
incredible.
Bronson.
And
I don't feel that we're
almost
overhyping
every company in the
NVIDIA.
world,
I just look at where the world is going
But
from
honestly,
a
I'm
technology.
not even really hyping. I'm
And,
just saying the
we've
stock
got-
would
we've got
double
great
within the next
partners.
5 years. That's not that
everybody
major of
from,
a
I don't
call.
think
TSMC
that's
and-
out of the
and,
realm of
Amphenol,
possibility.
the
That's why I
connector
tell
company,
people,
incredible company,
the Nvidia
Vertiv and
5
SK
years
Hynix
ago
and
is not the
Micron
Nvidia today.
Spill,
Market
Amkor,
cap.
and,
You're not going to
you
get
know,
bags out of it.
KYEC
It's not a
and,
trading high
there's
volatility stock
Foxconn,
anymore.
and the factories that they've built, and Quanta,
Tony, if you
and
want to,
we
by all
win, and,
means.
So we are holding a video.
gosh,
It's up to you,
Dell and
Tony.
That's up to you, bro.
Depends up.
Supermicro, Lenovo,
Stick to your
and,
plan that you had in place when you first bought it.
You know, the number of companies.
He mentioned Vertiv?
Is just really quite
Yeah, 'cause
incredible.
we're talking.
Quanta,
They don't hear
and
you.
I'm sure I've
You
missed
yapping your trap.
partners that are involved in the ramping of Blackwell, which I really appreciate.
And no,
And so
Jerry, we're
anyway,
not
I
going
think
to be
we're
going to
in
Tampa.
great shape with respect to the Blackwell ramp at this point. And then lastly, your question about our execution of our roadmap.
No,
we're on an annual
I'm not
roadmap,
gonna
and we're
replace
expecting to
Palantir
continue
with
to execute
NVIDIA.
on our annual
I
roadmap.
want both.
He just mentioned
And by doing
SMCI.
so,
All right.
we increase the performance, of course, of our platform. But it's also really important to realize that when we're able to increase performance,
Joey, put the link for the
and,
Tampa
and
2
do
day
so,
in the
at
chat.
X factors at a time. We're reducing the
When you get a
cost
chance.
of training. We're reducing the cost of inferencing. We're reducing the cost of AI, so
There you
that
go,
it
Demi.
could be
Do both.
much more accessible. But the other factor that's very important to note is
$400 by
that when there's a data
245.
center of some fixed size, and a data center always is of some fixed size, it could be, of course, tens of megawatts in the past, and now it's, most data centers are now 100 megawatts to several hundred megawatts, and we're planning on gigawatt data centers. It doesn't really matter how large the data centers are. The power is limited. And when you're in the power limited data center, the highest performance per watt translates directly into the highest revenues for our partners. And so on the one hand,
So you don't want to
annual
be.
roadmap
They just
reduces
mentioned
costs.
see, it's already
But on
taken
the other
off.
hand, because our perf per watt is so good compared to anything out there, we generate for our customers the
Cost per
greatest
watt.
possible revenues. And so that annual rhythm is really important to us, and we have every intentions of continuing
Mark,
to
yes,
do that. And
I
everything's
will
on
be
track
in
as far as
Tampa.
I know.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to be the host for the Tampa 2 day.
Yes, your line is
I was
open.
jumping.
Look at that.
Thanks a lot. I'm wondering if you can talk about the trajectory of how Blackwell's going to ramp this year. I know, Jensen, you did just talk about Blackwell being
Man,
better
Nvidia is just
than
not
I think you had
moving
said
like-
several
Look,
billions of
Vertiv
dollars.
jumped
in,
too.
Two
January.
companies
Sounds
he
like
talked
you're gonna
about
do
in the call so
more
far.
than that. But I think in recent months also you said that Blackwell crosses over Hopper in the April quarter. So I guess I had two questions. First of all, is that still the right way to think about it, that Blackwell will cross over Hopper in April? And then, Colette, you kind of talked about Blackwell bringing down gross margin to the low, to the low 70s as it ramps. So I guess if April is the crossover,
Ooh,
is that the worst of
SMCI,
the
still
pressure on gross
going.
margin? So you're going to be kind of in the low 70s as soon as April. I'm just wondering if you
I'm
can
wondering
sort of
if people
shape
are
that for
looking
us.
at SMCI as a buy
Sure, let me
because it's
first start
been
with your
so
question,
hurt that this is a
Tim.
bargain
Thank you
basement
regarding our
buy
gross margin.
on SMCI.
And,
I'm thinking people
we
are.
discussed that our gross
You really
margin
just gotta ask
as we
yourself:
are ramping
are you willing to take the
Blackwell in
risk?
very
Are you
beginning,
willing
and
to
the
stomach
many
volatility in
different
case
configurations, the many
bad
different
news
chips that
comes
we are
out?
bringing to market. We are
No
gonna
one can
focus
answer that
on making
question
sure we have the best
except for
experience
you.
our customers
Look
as
at
they
this.
stand that up.
Open up tomorrow,
We will
yes.
start growing into our
69%,
gross margins, but we do
30%,
believe,
no.
those will be in the low
We had 202
70s
votes. There you
in
go.
that first part of the ramp. So
you notice that a
as you
couple of
look
the
at
stocks
quarters following after
that he
we will
mentioned
start
in the call
increasing our
are
gross
starting to move
margins,
up.
and we
Yeah,
hope to get to
SMCI on the
the
move.
mid-70s quite quickly as part of that ramp.
Hopper demand will continue
Didn't
through next year.
PANW get beat?
Surely the first several quarters of the next year. And,
Dollars are down 4%.
Meanwhile, we'll ship more
I think they
Blackwells
had
next
mixed.
quarter than this, and we'll ship more Blackwells the quarter after that than our first quarter. And so that kind of puts it in perspective. We are really at the beginnings of two fundamental shifts in computing.
Yeah, it is
that-
mixed. They missed on
that,
revenue.
is really
The company's
quite
overvalued by our
significant.
metrics.
The first is moving from coding that runs on CPUs to machine learning that creates neural
What did you do
networks
that
that runs
for?
on GPUs. And that fundamental shift from coding to machine learning
Better to buy Bitcoin, to be
is
honest.
widespread. At
Better
this
to
point,
buy
there
Bitcoin.
are no
It's news-driven.
companies who are not going to do
Glenn,
machine
what's a
learning.
better buy, Bitcoin
And so
or
machine learning is
SMCI
also
right
what
now?
enables,
Bitcoin.
Generative AI.
Oh,
on the
you
one
heard
hand,
it.
Whatever.
You did hear him
that's
say it.
happening is
Bitcoin.
$1 trillion
We're listening.
worth of
Shut up.
computing systems and data centers around the
Wait.
world is now being modernized for machine learning.
I don't want to hear it.
On the other
You
hand,
say it.
I did say it.
secondarily, I guess, is that on top of these systems are gonna be- we're gonna be
www.vectorvest.com/Tampa.
creating a new type of capability called AI. And
/stream.
when we say generative AI,
No, he said in
we're
person.
essentially saying
Oh.
that these data centers are
Glenn, did
really
you short
AI
Nvidia?
factories.
No.
They're generating
I'm still
something.
holding
Just like
Nvidia.
we
Don't start that
generate electricity,
rumor.
We're now going to be generating AI.
Look,
And
Nvidia
if
is
the
still
number of
dropping.
customers is large, just as the number of consumers.
I think it
of
opens
electricity
lower
is large,
tomorrow,
these generators
but
will be
then the
running
buyers
24/7.
come in.
So
I think it's buy the dip tomorrow morning.
They're not
NVIDIA
liking what
AI
he's
services are
saying.
running
You're not
24/7.
liking what
No,
he's saying?
he's
Just like an AI
they're not
factory.
liking what he's saying.
And
No.
so we're going to see this new.
Are we starting to-
SMCI's liking it.
system come
We are
online.
starting to
I call it
lose
an
people.
AI
We're gonna
factory
end
because
this
it's really
in a
as
few
close to
minutes.
What it is. It's unlike.
I think
a data
y'all are
center
tired
of
of
the past.
listening.
And so these
All
two
right,
fundamental trends are really
5:37.
just
Probably should
beginning.
wrap it up. Let's see
All right.
And so
where
we
we're
expect
at.
Joey, you
this
can
growth,
can
this modernization
take the call off.
and the creation of a
You
new
can take the
industry,
call off.
to go on for several,
All right.
for
So
several
just
years.
to recap here, Nvidia slightly to the downside. Everything I heard on it, revenue this doubled, data center that doubled. It sounded great,
That
right?
the Blackwell units are in full
swing.
Absolutely. People are putting it in the hands of people. It's speeding up stuff, and
The amount of partnerships.
they
Remember
talk
all the
about a lot of. And I
we
showed the
wrote
portfolio.
all these companies,
Mhm.
and they're affecting these companies. SMCI is on the move. ARM was moving. But yeah,
Snowflake's not.
But just to recap real quick.
Well, it is.
Snowflake
But
definitely
it is.
Palo Alto down 4%. Mix, they missed on revenue. Palantir, oh, you just added this one because of Palo Alto. Also down, probably just because of the sentiment there. Snowflake up 18%.
Interesting. I wasn't
Killed
expecting
it.
that
The
at
earnings
all.
per share beat estimates 33% surprise. Came in at 20% estimates. Wall Street expectations were just 15 cents. See here, TJ Maxx, that came out this morning. You can see the stock up 11.
That's a tenth.
No, yeah, a tenth of a percent here. But I was just surprised to see it up because it was down because of Target.
Well,
Dented the retail
how,
side.
how about they're two different companies, Ryan?
Well, I know they're two
Okay,
different
I'm just
companies.
asking for
But
a
I'm saying
friend.
that's good for TJ Maxx.
Mark Blake told me to ask you that because that was two different companies.
Oh, right. Is that what Mark Blake said? All right, we got Yum Brands and Neo finished out. They missed. Look at that sell recommendation here. Let's just go back to the. Let's see. This is where I wanted to leave you. Is it at? All right. Before we go, just wanted to put this here. Tampa 2-day event live stream. Glenn will be live giving a presentation. I'll be here holding down the fort come January.
I actually get to host the whole thing too.
You're hosting it?
I'm hosting it.
Maybe. Never mind. You guys may not want to.
Just make sure y'all come to Tampa. You better drink a lot of coffee because it's going to be hype up in there. I'm just telling you.
It's going to be hype.
It's gonna be hype.
You heard it from the man.
It's going to be hype.
The legend himself. But yeah, here's the link. Joey put the link in the comment section. So, come check it out. It's going to be great information. 2 days. And it's free. That's the best part about it. You're going to get a lot of great information and guest.
Well, the live stream is free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The live
Okay,
stream is
okay.
free. Yeah, and we got special guests. A lot of heavy hitters there. We got Jerry D'Ambrosio for swing trading strategies, for retirement strategies,
We
especially
got
if you want
Jim
to learn
Penna.
covered calls or get a basic understanding of some dividend strategies, covered calls. Jim Penna will be there. Ron Wheeler for option strategies. Stan Heller. He's coming out. Really?
Yep.
I'm surprised to see him. Nice. He is the guy behind
He was
near perfect indicator, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, NPI. So you'll definitely be able to hear some great chart analysis from him. And then Les Masonson, special guest.
for ETFs.
ETFs?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, do you have anything to say, Glenn, or
I'm mad at
can we
Wall
go get
Street.
food?
I'm hungry.
You're mad at Wall Street?
I'm mad at Wall Street because they don't know what the flying.
You say, are we about to get food?
I know.
Hey, you get so happy if you mention food.
You want to go across the street to the hibachi?
Well, get some water. You want some water?
No, I got that water right here. I got that good Gator water.
Oh, no. I heard that hibachi's not that good, actually.
It is.
It is good.
Since they've been reopened, I like
Oh,
it.
okay. Maybe.
You don't.
It was
You don't know because you. Listen, if you don't like Golden Corral, you don't know good food. That's what I got. That's all I got to say.
Maybe I'll stick to my gut on this one.
Okay.
All right, everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us on a special presentation, taking time out of your day to hear us joke around and give you thoughtful insights.
Well, there was a lot to talk about. I mean,
there was a lot of big movers.
Yeah.
Snowflake, the big winner. Nvidia. The earnings call, not disappointing.
I agree.
Wall Street's reaction, you see it right there, down about 3%. Very, very disappointing. But Everybody have a wonderful evening. We will see you. Well, you'll see everybody tomorrow.
I got trending Thursday tomorrow. I do. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Tomorrow is
Dude,
Thursday.
I'm losing track of the days.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long
Everybody
day.
have a good night.
See